Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I am your planetary defense commander, and I just woke up. Because I'm so good at my job, what I do is I stay up from midnight till about 7 a.m. during hurricane season. That way, I keep y'all covered while everybody sleeps. And so, I am just tuning in to the Matrix right now, so you are learning with me. I had predicted for 5 months that around the 18th to the 23rd, we would be seeing a monster hurricane, category 3 strength or higher, off of the East Coast. Hey, man, I would have felt dumb if there was nothing there. And so the good news is, if Dorian goes out to sea, I'm still correct because it'll be a category 3 at the latitude I predicted. And I said there was a 20% out to sea component. Although this is weird, and I've been saying I don't think the models are going to get shit right until the 18th. And for now, it looks like Dorian, which is definitely a monster. This thing qualifies as a monster. We can agree on that, right? Okay, great. Looks like right now, Dorian has started to go straight north. But the really weird wobble hitch isn't supposed to happen for 3 or 4 or 5 more days. But guess what? So I wake up, and Chris Crepon, who is the weather warrior with us, and a model hawk, there was a tweet saying, how are the Euro latest guidance models looking if you've seen them anywhere? Smiley face, thanks. So I knew something was up. And, well, I was not surprised. The Euro is giving us good news with Dorian. Out to sea with the late hitch. But bad news is Gabrielle looks to be rolling off of the Caribbean and headed straight for the New Jersey, New York, New England, New Hampshire area. You see that? And then it stops it and it has it go south. Are you watching this shit with me? And that would be on the 24th. So technically, we've started our THORnews super high hurricane alert on the 18th, and it lasts through the middle of October. And last night, I pointed out in a video, in a very worst case scenario, if the models got Humberto, I might have called it Dorian accidentally, I just woke up wrong, then the East Coast, the Northeast Coast could get hit by 2, but definitely Gabrielle looks like an absolute threat. And sometimes I guess that models aren't our friends, and so it has it going headed straight there, and that just completely stops it, and it goes south. And so that would be 8 days away. And I've had a weird theory that on the 18th, there's going to be a big surge of people love me, and everybody's like, Thor's right. I don't know if that pertains to Gabrielle, because on the 18th, that would be 6 days away, and the models would probably have it locked in. Or if that would be Humberto. Either way, we're going to watch. But right now, the most threatening situation is Texas. And it's story time. Are you ready for story time? We are looking at the new GFS run, which is hot off the presses. It only takes us up to hour 210. And so this will be focused on the Texas storm, because I stepped out to get cigarettes and the air felt wet. It was windy and I can feel a storm a-coming. So this is we're watching Texas, and it could develop to be a category 1. It's not going to be anywhere near as bad as Harvey, but it's definitely going to bring a whole lot of rain. And we will see on here, Harvey still does a stop, turn, head towards, watch. I'm not Harvey. No, I'm screwing up on my Dorian. No, wait, Humberto. Okay. See that? And then it did a turn back. What am I trying to say here? Okay, so here's the deal. In July, like a day before Hurricane Barry, me and some of the most talented musicians on planet Earth got together, and they played, and we did our best to kick the shit out of Hurricane Barry and keep it out of Texas. And I tried to knock it back to Saturn. Anyway, Wonder Woman did such an amazing job that I felt like we had an absolute protective bubble over Texas. So you haven't been hearing me talk about hurricanes with Texas or floods or nothing, because Wonder Woman and Asteroid Fight Club did such a wonderful job. Everything was great, and I wasn't worried at all. So starting on the 9th of this month, I've mentioned it a couple times. I don't know if it was the Neptune opposition or plus the full moon with a bunch of black magic witches casting spells on me. The energy for like 3 or 4 days was as intense as I've felt it since 2017, where I felt like under attack. And that one of those nights, I had a dream, and in my very vivid dream, I got kidnapped, and then they cut all my fingers off. And so I had a part of my dream where they've cut my fingers off, and I have no fingers on either hands. And then I woke up and was happy to have fingers. But what I'm saying is, right around that time where I felt spiritual attacks were happening, I felt that the protective bubble over Texas got ripped down. Some sex, blood, magic, asshole, garbage heart, people who don't like good people who want the fake oil, fake war, fake deception, fake divide and conquer shit to continue, have been attacking the good forces, me being part of them. And so, yeah, Texas, we are now on watch. We're looking at the possibility of 5 to 7 inches for a very large swath of Texas. I'd say like a third of Texas. And so that will create a lot of flooding, a lot of problems, and there's a chance it could intensify because it looks like Humberto, the unnamed storm in the Gulf, are part of a major system. And here I've been showing you the model runs after we're rolling through them because, like I said, I just woke up. And so this takes Humberto out to sea. Still has the hitch, though. And then it has Gabrielle rolling straight up, and then puts it right off the coast on the 23rd. And so if it is a hurricane hit, I could be a couple days off. Figuring out Neptune's pressure is not the simplest thing in the world. And when I went back and looked at last year's models, before we got hit by Florence, there was a 3 hurricane, 3 low signal. And technically, what I've been looking for the whole time was supposed to roll off of Africa. So at this point, I don't know if it's Humberto or Gabrielle that would be the Neptune opposition storm we're looking for. But either way, this super high alert I've been warning people of, it is like, I don't know, man, we have 2 hurricanes in the window frame that I've been warning about. So I woke up feeling like an all-star because I know that I've done a great job and that, yeah, we have some major dangers headed our way. And this would put it right off the coast on the 23rd. Right there, 23rd. And so 24th. So it's good that if it is the landfalling hurricane, then it's great that we have an extra week to prepare. But look at it. This has two behind Gabrielle. So this is, the NavGem would have 4 hurricane possibilities to deal with. And no matter what, the northeast coast is going to have to dodge 2 bullets in the next 7 days. 8, 9. With Gabrielle and Humberto. And then Texas got a flood coming. Stevie Ray forever. And then to make everything weird, Saudi Arabia accidentally attacked its own oil facilities with a drone, if I got my information correct. But hey, don't worry, it's insured. And so because 5% of the oil production was taken offline, oil prices, of course, shot up 20%. Record price surge ever in the history of mankind. But, so things are weird. I don't think Russia and China are going to be happy about that. But who knows? They're all oil people. And so oil has just been on a winning streak since 9/11. That was my whole point. Yeah, these are dangerous days, man. And, it's a big theater of war, and my favorite kind of theater is romance and comedy. But holy crap. Yeah, is there anything more dangerous than quote unquote romance? All right. So yeah, the models are showing we got major rains coming. I stepped outside of my porch and yeah, I could feel the storm in my bones. Right now the models are showing Humberto is absolutely no threat to anyone in the United States, possibly Canada or Greenland. But then they have it forming and going for England, and England's going to get wet. But like I said, I've had a feeling that the 18th is going to be a weird day. The 18th is going to be a day where people are like, oh shit. And so let us pray together that both Humberto and Gabrielle, and every hurricane goes out to sea. But I would say the fact that I absolutely nailed my prediction. We've got a Cat 3 at the exact latitude. I gave a 20% out to sea option. And then it might actually be Gabrielle after. I would say that for October, looking for a hurricane to come out of the Gulf and then hit Florida above Tampa Bay and then move up the coast. That one is the one I've had the most confidence in. And so we got a lot to watch. So yeah, and there are a lot of haters out there. You know that. So if you're my hater and somehow you interpreted the whole time that I said Dorian was definitely going to hit New York or whatever, that's fine. Especially since Gabrielle's coming right behind it, you know, in the same damn window. I've never guaranteed a hurricane hit for the upper Northeast. I've already said there's out to sea options, but I ain't liking Gabrielle at all, you know. Especially if the highs close up, that steers her straight into the coast. And she's the one coming off of Africa, granted a couple days later than I imagined, but that's okay. And she's got the hurricane signatures behind her. But we're definitely not out of the woods with Humberto, because let's go look at the turn, shall we? Let's go look at this thing. When does its hitchback? The hitchback is on the 20th. It's 4 days away, so that's not as bad. But it's looking more like Humberto will probably stay out to sea. Things could change. But Gabrielle is the one to watch. Either way, I nailed it. And we got Texas flood. And actually, looking at this, the chance of hurricane development is probably really low. But look at the pink explode. Because the pink is heavy rain. And notice how it's not that heavy, and then boom, right there. That shows a flat, like right there. That shows a flash of a whole lot of rain. So here's your front coming down. Oh, let's go check the front out, shall we? See, in Texas, y'all all be aware, A, the bad guys tore our badass bubble off. B, that is a whole lot of rain, but it's not our first rodeo. So Texans will survive, but definitely there'll be traffic problems and some major flooding issues. So yeah, we got Humberto. Sorry. And it's a major monster hurricane. You can see the front moving down, and they are interacting now. And so it is looking more like this thing will stay out to sea. But like I said, it is 2019, and we will be watching that hitch back in like a hawk. But Gabrielle definitely looks like a problem. And the fact that the Euro had it just stopping and going south on day 8 shouldn't make anybody feel good. And either way, if nobody gets hit by any hurricane seasons, that should be a good thing. But yeah, I still got to, like I said, I wouldn't, all my warnings still stand. Everybody's on the highest alert of THORnews history from the 18th through the middle of October. And then we will reassess. And everybody can give me report cards then. I'll do my best to continue to cover this situation. And I'll go over everybody else's information to get a better assessment of the overall grand picture. But look at this thing. I mean, and remember, based off the Neptune opposition and the March hurricane over Nebraska, we should see a record breaker from one of these storms from now to the end of October that is below 914 millibars. If my planetary alignment, gas giants on the same side, Neptune, Eris opposition theories are correct. But from the looks of it, I'm pretty on point. So I want to thank everybody for all the love, all the support, everything. You guys are just fantastic. I'm still on an emotional high from seeing one of my favorite bands of all time, only made possible by you guys. It was amazing. I mean, rock and roll. I stood in front of the amps, the giant stack of amps, like an inch away, and could just feel the healing vibrations coming out. Thanks to Sponge and Vinny and Joey and everybody. It was amazing. Anywho, so yeah, look at this. But now it's wobbling back to the east, so that is good. But yeah, we're still on super high alert. Okie dokie. I'm gonna go do what I do. God bless everyone. Y'all have a great weekend. Oh dang, Monday, Tuesday is my weekend. Although I'm working. Monday, Tuesday is my weekend. Okie dokie. God bless everyone. Stay cool. May the force be with you always. Now's the time to hit the button, baby.